On today's video, we're taking a driving tour through Dixon Estates right here in Flower Mound, Texas, a brand new luxury community by Toll Brothers offering impressive 95-foot lots with homes starting around $1.3 million. In this video, I'll break down everything you need to know from the tax rates, price ranges, and floor plans available and what you can expect living in this neighborhood. I'll also cover what's nearby, and of course, I'll share what I personally love and a few things you might want to consider before making a move. Let's dive in. So that makes sense.
Hey y'all, welcome back to another video today. You join me over here in Flower Mound, Texas. We are going to be going through the new community Dixon Estates by Toll Brothers. This is going to be a really short one today, so at the beginning of this video, we're going to drive through the neighborhood, kind of show you the streets. There's a few homes that are actually up, framed with sheathing on it, but afterwards, well, once we get through the neighborhood, we're going to jump on the south side, and on the south side of this neighborhood is an older Toll Brothers neighborhood. So I wanted to show you guys kind of what some older Toll Brother homes looked like as well, just to kind of give you an idea on kind of what the older Toll Brother models looked like back in the day when they were getting built around Flower Mound. But this is a new Toll Brothers community coming over here to Flower Mound, kind of in the middle of Flower Mound. So it does take a little bit once you get off of like 121 and kind of drive through some streets. I didn't really like how it took me off of 121. You kind of have to drive through these back roads. Well, not really back roads, but a bunch of neighborhoods, bunch of stop signs. So I do like some of the other neighborhoods that are coming in a little bit more south down Long Prairie by Toll Brothers, but this is one of the new ones here over on this side, just right next to Marcus High School. So I'll dive into floor plans, prices, pros and cons, commute times, and kind of give you a better idea on what to expect from Dixon Estates. So this neighborhood is going to be located within Denton County. Tax rate is going to be 1.69%. That's going to be taxed for the town of Flower Mound, Denton County, and Louisville ISD. HOA in this neighborhood, I'm going to guess that it's somewhere around $900 to $1,200 per year. I think anything more than really $1,000 per year would kind of suck, just because there's really a lack of amenities in this neighborhood. Yes, you do get a couple ponds, you do get a park area, but for starting prices at $1.2 million, and after you build things out and design things, structure upgrades, these houses in here are going to be $1.3, $1.4, $1.5 million. And you don't get anything else with the neighborhood. So at least they did put a park, but I wish there was more of an amenity center and more things like that, especially when you're comparing these neighborhoods, maybe to some neighborhoods up in Prosper at the same price points. Usually neighborhoods up in Prosper are going to get huge resort style pools, workout rooms, big amenity centers. So just kind of something to think about if you're kind of comparing maybe Flower Mound with Prosper or Frisco or McKinney areas. The builder within this neighborhood is just going to be Toll Brothers. So this is just a Toll Brothers community, and they are doing 95-foot lots by 160. So that's about a 15,000 square foot lot on here. I would say that that is a little bit bigger than what you typically see. Now, it having a depth of 160, these footprints on these homes, they're still building 5,000 square feet. So even though you're getting, more than a 130 depth, which is what I typically see, on a 95-foot lot, I would expect like a depth of like 180, 200 to really give you that backyard space if you're going to be building like a 5,000 square foot home. It's great that they're 15,000 square feet, but when you build a 5,000 square foot home, you're still going to have a backyard probably the size as something that was a 60-foot lot with a 2,500 square foot home or something like that. So just keep in mind that, if you're going to do like a one-story plan, it's going to take a bigger footprint on that backyard, and that backyard space is not going to be as big. The front curb appeal of these homes is going to be great. It's just the backyard on that side is not going to be as big as what I would like to see, especially when you're spending $1.5 million, right? For Toll Brothers, they're going to have 6 plans to pick from. You can build anything from a 4-bed, 3-bath, 1/2 bath, 3,723 square feet, starting at $1.2 million, up to a 5-bed, 5-bath, 2-half bath, 5,967 square feet, starting at $1.485 million. Now, that one that is 5,967 square feet, you could still build that even bigger. So they do have homes in here that could be like a 6-bed, over 6,000 square feet. So if that's really what you're looking for, they're going to provide it in here, but probably when you build out structure, design center, this house could easily be $1.7, $1.6 million, especially with like lot premiums, elevation upgrades, and structure upgrades as well. They've got 2 quick move-ins on their website right now, but no prices. So you gotta love that, right? You gotta love when the builder just shows you they got quick move-ins coming in, especially where they're at with sheathing. Okay, I have other builders like up around Prosper and Salina. Maybe I don't know if this is like a shady tactic or something, it's like just call for pricing. So they're just like determining based off the demand of people calling in. I wish they would show prices, because you go up to like Salina and you've got builders up there that are putting prices on houses quick moving when the plumbing the foundation isn't even done or anything like that. So the fact that these houses here already are framed up, already have sheathing on them, but they're not putting prices on it, I found that was kind of interesting. So I feel like they're a little hesitant on what they should put their prices at, and they're just gonna kind of dictate and see the demand and people coming in. Now that being said, you hop over to the plat map, they're selling lots in here. So if you look on the plat map, it's gonna kind of show the community outline. Green is gonna be available, purple is gonna be the quick move-in, yellow is gonna be reserved, and red is going to be sold. There's gonna be about 50 homes within this neighborhood, so really not a big community. If you're looking for something that's a little bit more tight-knit, maybe this is a good option. If you're wanting to be in something where maybe your kid can kind of run around with other kids, I think there will still be some young families in this neighborhood, but I'm gonna say that's probably some, you know, maybe older couples, or you will have families, but maybe they have older kids. I don't really see a bunch of my younger families with like babies or first graders or kindergartners buying in these types of houses. It does happen, but this neighborhood, it's not going to be like a big grand community master plan type of deal that you usually see with my other neighborhood tours, right? So it's just going to be a smaller community. Yes, there probably will be kids running around. Your kid can probably play with other kids, but I don't think it's going to be on the scale of maybe some of the other bigger master plan communities. And for the amenities within this neighborhood, like I was saying earlier, there's just going to be a lack of amenities. You are going to get a playground, but the playground looks kind of corny. I don't know. The color on the playground was like bright red, blue, and yellow. Like, it actually hurt my eyes looking at it. It didn't go with anything around the neighborhood, so I thought that was kind of interesting. But you do get a pond to kind of walk around. You got like Penny Park is what they're calling it. So you got a little area over there. So at least they gave you something and didn't just stack a whole bunch of homes on top of each other. I mean, they kind of did, but at least they gave you something, right? School zoning in here is going to be zoned for Prairie Elementary School, Lamar Middle School, and Marcus High School. Prairie Elementary and Lamar Middle School are going to be a little bit further away, but Marcus High School is literally right down the street, where, like, I mean, essentially if you had a kid in high school, they could walk to the high school and not even really need a car. Commute times out of here down to Dallas is going to be 40 minutes. Frisco is going to be 40 minutes. The DFW airport is going to be 18 minutes away. Fort Worth is going to be 45 minutes away. The nearest grocery store is going to be 5 minutes away, and the nearest hospital is going to be 5 minutes away as well. And then breaking down the pros and cons of this neighborhood, so you can see from those commute times, a lot of things are going to be around you. So grocery stores, hospital, you're not like right off Long Prairie Road, but you're pretty close. You're about a minute away or 2 minutes away to hop onto that road. And then everything you're going to need in terms of banks, restaurants, shopping, grocery, medical, it's all going to be in this area. So that would be one of the pros, that just know that if you're buying into Flower Mound, you're buying into something where everything is already developed around you. Now, the flip side of that, right, is you're going to be limited on kind of appreciation, I think, right? Like long term, if I'm buying new construction, I want to buy in the area where things are still coming, mixed use developments, venues, other things are coming to the area, more schools, newer schools. Flower Mound is not going to build any more new schools. Flower Mound isn't going to build any more, or I guess Louisville ISD. They're not really going to build any more things on that side. Maybe they build elementary, maybe that happens, but that's not happening on the scale that you're seeing over in Salina and Prosper and McKinney. All right, other things too is like mixed use developments, shopping centers. You might have some like strip malls pop up here and there, but nothing that's gonna really bring a bunch of true value that's gonna get people really excited for the area. So I would just say that if you're buying in this area, hopefully you're buying because you don't want to be around anything that's developing out. You kind of want to be around everything that's already developed. So maybe you view that as a pro, maybe you view that as a con. Everything's going to be close to this area. You got commercial stuff, really nice area. And then I also like how they did add a small park and pond into this. I wish there was an amenity center. And then you're also close to Lakeside Shopping and Grapevine Lake. Lakeside Village is where you're going to find some other shopping, but it's kind of a nice area to be able to park your car, walk around. They've got some trails that kind of lead back into where Grapevine Lake is. So it's just a good area to kind of hang out with the family, go to a restaurant, maybe go for a walk, go around some parks around there, cook out, and just enjoy the lake and kind of the sunsets. On the flip side of that, the con that I would say is just keep in mind, okay, maybe you can notice this from like the aerial footage. The ground around here is very clay. It's very clay. It's clay soil. So a lot of Texas is going to be clay soil, but you'll find that areas over in Prosper and Frisco, when you start getting further away from the lake, that ground starts getting harder, which is better for your foundation. So just kind of keep this in mind. All right, not every house is going to have a problem, but are you more likely to have more problems with your foundation if you are right next to a lake? Yeah, you probably are. Like, for example, when I go do showings over in like Little Elm or like the Tribute over in the Colony, and there's homes that are right next to Lake Louisville, I find a lot more structural foundation problems with those homes than over in like Prosper or more into Frisco, where that ground is just a little bit more hard. Now, it's all going to be clay soil at the end of the day, so there could be some areas that are worse than others. The other thing is that planes do fly over this neighborhood, just like Windsor Spring, or no, not Windsor. What was the neighborhood? What was it? Oak Ridge Crossing. Good thing I remembered. Okay, Oak Ridge Crossing, that neighborhood over there had planes flying over it, landing into DFW Airport. This is the same way, so you're gonna notice it. I mean, you're gonna notice it so much that you're gonna be like, oh wow, that's a Southwest plane, that's an American plane. And you can like literally read the labeling on the plane. So that's how close it was, at least the day that I was in there. So once again, you're just gonna have planes flying right over the neighborhood. So maybe you get annoyed by that, maybe you don't. And then that other con is just gonna be that backyard space. I think the pro is you get a nice curb appeal, you get a large lot, but just behind the home is just gonna lack. And then the homes are up against other neighborhoods. So, you know, for me, I would pick a house, like if I'm looking at one of these lots, I would pick the house where my back fence isn't shared with a different neighborhood. I wanna share the fence with the same owner, same person, or I would wanna own a house that has the neighbor behind me that is also within the same HOA. Whenever you share a fence and you're backed up to a different neighborhood, you've got two different HOAs, you get two different neighborhoods, so sometimes there's more conflicting issues rather than having the neighbor right behind you that's also within your neighborhood. So just, you know, keep that in mind too. I like the interior lots, but I just don't like the lots that are backed up to other neighborhoods and you have to share a backyard fence with that person. And then you can see now in the video, we're driving to an older neighborhood with Toll Brothers. So you can see these homes in here. Now these homes are gonna be like $1 million, 900,000, 1.1. So just across the street and all these other homes that are selling, you know, they're older, early 2000s, and they're selling at like $1 million, or you can get this new construction house. And now the lot sizes are better within these ones. Like you can really fit a pool, backyard space, good curb appeal, or at least large lots. It's just in this neighborhood, you're gonna get smaller backyards, maybe a little bit smaller lots, and curb appeal is gonna be nice, but those homes are gonna be like 1.3, 1.4, and then the other houses in this area are gonna be like 900K, $1 million. So you get about a $300,000, $400,000 difference between the other neighborhoods around you over in this area. So that'll do it for today's video on Dixon Estates. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are looking to work with a real estate agent on your home search, or you're looking for new construction in Flower Mound or anywhere in North Texas, please send me a text or give me a call. Would love to work with you and your family on your home search. Other than that, peace out, y'all, and take it easy as always. Thanks for checking out my channel and watching that video. I got more videos floating around here. If you're in the market to buy or sell real estate in the DFW area, I'll be happy to answer any of your questions. Besides that, bye.